What if I told you that the high-ups are talking about seizing your private property? Your private property. And what type of action would warrant them seizing your private property? How about solar farms? More solar farms, because they need to get them up quicker. What high-ups are imposing this idea? Well, how about the CEO of JP Morgan Chase? It's getting crazier and crazier. More important information that you guys need to keep on your radar coming right up. If you guys are brand new here to our awesome community and you like to be able to access prepping tips, emergency preparedness, how-tos, and news-like awareness stuff that I think that might affect you and you'd want to know. If you find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. No kidding, in these crazy times when things couldn't get any worse, they're talking about taking our land. They're talking about seizing our private property so that they can save the world with more solar plants, more solar farms that can't get here quick enough. Right here in this article, it says JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon called for lawmakers to take drastic action in favor of renewable energy transition, including the seizure of private property to make more land available for solar and wind farms. That's what they're saying. They are now considering taking and seizing people's private property so that they can keep saving the world. How does this type of message make you feel? Dimon, regarded as one of the most powerful investment bankers on Wall Street, wrote in his annual shareholder letter that bolstering growth in the global economy must go hand in hand with both securing an energy future and meeting science-based climate targets. He mentioned eminent domain, the power of government to seize private land for public use, as one possible mechanism to accelerate the development of green energy sources. So I suppose as one of the most powerful investment bankers out there, he's probably thinking, well, in reality, we own the land and the houses. Since they make a mortgage payment to us, I'm sure somewhere in the small print, they could make this legal real quick. Full amount due right now. If you can't pay, seizure. I'm telling you, this is crazy interesting. It continues to read, permitting reforms and desperately needing to allow investments to be done in any kind of timely way. We may even need to evoke eminent domain, he said. We are simply not getting the adequate investments fast enough for grid, solar, and wind pipeline initiatives. And so I'm thinking, who does this guy work for? What umbrella is he under and what type of agenda is he trying to push? Clearly, someone that wants more land. Dimon also noted that the Russian invasion of Ukraine complicates efforts from many nations to move toward renewable energy due to the elevated worldwide fuel costs. In quotes, we need to do more. We need to do so immediately, he continued. And you guys are probably thinking, well, the reason that there's so much conflict right now is probably because of us. At least the moves that our leadership's putting us in. Governments, business, and non-governmental associations need to align across a series of practical policy changes that comprehensively address fundamental issues that are holding us back. So now they want so much that they're considering us holding them back by owning our own property. Massive global investments in clean energy technology must be done and must continue to grow year over year. And if it isn't happening as fast as they want it, apparently they just want to take away your land. The executive contended that various Biden administration legislation actions, such as the Inflation Reduction Act and bipartisan infrastructure law, will enable $1 trillion in green energy initiatives as long as they are implemented effectively. The administration has indeed established a whole of government effort to reduce carbon emissions. Is this blowing your mind right now? Because this is what happened when I read this. I was like, are you kidding me? It gets worse. The dire commentary from Dimon follows his previous observation that rising energy prices have prompted many nations to increase their reliance on coal, thereby worsening emissions and necessitating the continued production of cleaner fossil fuels. So again, they're going to blame this on prices being jacked up and eliminating that altogether. He adds, we should focus on climate. The problem with that is because of high oil and gas prices. The world is turning back on their coal plants. He remarked last year. He says it is dirtier. Why can't we get it through our thick skulls that if you want to solve climate, it is not against climate for America to boost more oil and gas? Question. All I can say is this guy better be peddling himself to work every day. Dimon has also commended the Biden administration for approaching hostile countries such as Saudi Arabia and Venezuela hat in hand to secure more oil. He likewise told lawmakers that banks refusing to fund new oil and gas ventures would create the road to hell for America. Critics have nevertheless noted that JP Morgan Chase is involved with entities such as Net Zero Banking Alliance, an initiative of the United Nations which seek the unified bank portfolios toward the goal of eliminating carbon emissions by 2050. I can tell you what, guys, we are on a faster track than that, and the road to get there is going to be a scary one. Several Republican attorney generals contended last year that such objectives place the economic well-being of their constituents at risk due to higher energy costs, as member companies starve companies engaged in fossil fuel related activities of credit and national and international markets. And that's exactly what's going on. These huge conglomerates are trying to starve out everyone that isn't under their umbrella. Trust me, they're going to be able to use it. We won't be able to use it. Dimon noted that climate risk is a contentious issue among many investors as shareholder meetings convene. One member of the new climate-related Financial Risk Advisory Committee, a body recently created by the Treasury Department to understand and mitigate the risks that climate change poses to economic stability, is Catherine Ansell, an executive director of climate risk at JP Morgan Chase. I'm telling you, these guys are getting more bold and more bold. And what are people like in our community saying about this? Benzo writes, eliminate domain is one of the short list of things that shouldn't be done. A Texas farm in a family for generations is seized for corporation to play China for green energy equipment. Hard pass. And I think he's right. It's a control game. It's moving money around as the rich get richer with more control and more power. That's what I've been saying all along. You guys gotta be careful on what type of people that you're supporting. In this case, do you have a Chase account? It might be a good idea to consider switching. Otherwise, this is something that you're essentially supporting. And that goes with all kinds of stuff. And you guys are being fooled on so many things that you guys buy on a monthly basis. And guess what? You're supporting the wrong people there too. In fact, you're really enabling them. And if you guys want to know more about that, watch this video right here. I go into great detail about that. Anyway, guys, I saw this headline as a major red flag. These are the kind of things that you don't see on the mainstream media, because trust me, they're not going to flaunt that these huge bankers and huge investment people of the world want to take away your land and they want to take away your house because they want to send China more money for more solar panels to put up in what once was your yard. Eyes wide open, guys. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.